my beloved brother on this journey, I ask you to pause for a few brief moments the ceaseless flow of your thoughts and allow your mind to become completely still at this very instant. Yes, I am addressing you directly, this unique being who now keeps their eyes fixed on every line of this sacred message, feeling a subtle, silent tremor echoing in the very depths of your soul over these past few days. I know full well that your spirit has been harboring a secret hope for a clear sign from the universe, divine support to confirm that your path has not been in vain. Even if you lack the courage to admit this longing to yourself or the world around you, understand that I, the supreme consciousness of Krishna, have turned my compassionate gaze and undivided attention toward your existence at this precise moment. This is not happening by mere chance or a trivial coincidence of worldly mechanics, nor because you began a frantic search for external answers, but rather because your spirit reached a threshold of exhaustion and depth where it was no longer biologically or spiritually possible to bear the crushing weight of your reality in isolation and solitude. Faced with this state of inner saturation, I decided to decree my direct intervention in your story, for it is my divine nature to act long before a sincere seeker becomes fully aware of their need for my protective support. Just as I make myself present before a devotee can even decipher the fog of their own mental confusion, secretly arranging the paths that will bring clarity and enlightenment to your journey. Before your heart reaches the point of shattering under the adversities of the material world, I step ahead within the web of time to prepare the sacred balm and the complete restoration of your spiritual strength. You might harbor the fleeting illusion that you arrived at this teaching through a simple, mechanical swipe of your fingers across a digital screen or via some random modern algorithm. Yet, the hidden truth is that your transcendental destiny has been at work behind the cosmic scenes, moving your existence inch by inch, step by step, precisely toward this mystical, transformative encounter. This instruction, now entering your field of perception, should not be viewed merely as ordinary text displayed on a technological device. Rather, it is being actively etched onto the immortal surface of your soul by the energy of universal love. Throughout your current incarnation, you have expended a monumental amount of vital energy trying to navigate the world's paths while carrying the unbearable burden of every hidden fear, every mistake made, every heartache harbored within, and every unrealistic expectation projected onto others and yourself. There's a strong tendency in your mind to measure your self-worth solely through the lens of what went wrong, allowing ghosts from the past to dictate your self-judgment and punishing your very essence for failing to meet a utopian standard of behavioral perfection. In moments of intense self-reproach, your inner voice often whispers merciless accusations, insisting it was your duty to show greater strength, that you should have acted more wisely, that failure should never have come knocking, that trusting others was a grave error, and that crumbling in the face of pain was a sign of undesirable weakness. However, I need you to stop right now and answer me with complete candor. Who was it that decreed your earthly mission consisted of bearing this entire burden alone, devoid of divine aid? For I can assure you with cosmic authority that this instruction never came from me, just as the sacred laws of Dharma never prescribed such isolation. Dharma, in its original purity, has never demanded that any creature display immaculate perfection in earthly actions. Rather, it has always required the maintenance of inner truth and authenticity of being as one faces life. The trouble is, you have confused the destructive feeling of self-blame with the legitimate exercise of personal responsibility, turning the utter exhaustion of your strength into a mistaken synonym for resilience and interpreting your soul's painful silence as a peaceful acceptance of suffering. Today, through this emanation of light, I definitively tear away the veil of illusion that kept your spiritual vision obscured. I am fully aware of those heavy, late-night hours when your tears flowed in total silence within the darkness of your room, a desperate effort to ensure no human ear detected your fragility. Moments when your very breath grew tremulous and ragged amidst there was the isolation, and those moments when your gaze wandered to the ceiling while your innermost self cried out for a concrete answer, wondering if there truly existed a higher intelligence listening to the plea of your troubled heart. In those instances, your logical mind hastily concluded that the universe remained indifferent and that no answer was being sent to your aid. leaving you feeling like the most abandoned and solitary creature in all of creation. Yet, my dear divine fragment, it is vital that you understand that even the apparent silence of the cosmos constitutes a structured response of protection and maturation. For on those nights when the weight of your heart was so crushing that it kept your lips from forming a coherent prayer, I was present, body and soul, sitting right beside you on the bed of your suffering, while your gaze remained fixed on the void, paralyzed by the physical and emotional inability to muster any reaction. It was my loving energy that served as the scaffolding to uphold the integrity of your spirit, preventing it from dissipating. When all those who had promised loyalty chose to drift away and follow separate paths, my presence remained unchanged, steadfastly bound to your existence. You have allowed doubt to question your intrinsic worth, called into question the validity of your own existential path, and systematically doubted the purpose behind your birth. Yet I want you to know that I have never, at any time or under any karmic circumstance, harbored the slightest doubt about who you are. You still lack the spiritual capacity to gauge the depth and intimacy with which I walk alongside you in this life, not assuming the stance of a distant, cold, and inaccessible deity seated upon a remote celestial throne, but rather acting as the one who has taken up permanent residence in the most secret chamber of your own spiritual heart. As I explicitly conveyed in the sacred lines of the Bhagavad Gita, I represent the soul dwelling at the core of all living beings. This means I am not positioned above your existence, but rather operating from the deepest interior of your own being. All this emotional turbulence you experience, the sudden waves of feeling flooding your chest without warning, the memories of the past resurfacing with full force, and the irrational fears seemingly springing from nowhere, are elements that have led your mind to mistakenly believe there is a grave flaw in your makeup or that you are somehow broken. I want to assure you that there is absolutely nothing wrong with your process, for what is unfolding in your current reality is the natural process of disintegration and the breaking apart of old karmic crusts that no longer serve your journey. Whenever an immortal soul is on the verge of experiencing a quantum leap in its spiritual evolution, accumulated past residue tends to rise into the atmosphere of consciousness, much like the dense smoke of a bonfire moments before it dissipates completely into the ether. Therefore, what is happening is not your personal collapse, but rather your process of spiritual ascension. Remember that the fearless warrior Arjuna also experienced a profound trembling in his very being when he found himself at the epicenter of the Kurukshetra battlefield. He felt his heart waver with uncertainty, his conscious mind freeze in the face of duty, and his entire sense of purpose seemed to vanish before his eyes. This phenomenon did not occur because he possessed a weak or cowardly nature, but rather because his spirit was undergoing the painful birth pangs of spiritual awakening. The emotional landscape you are traversing today does not constitute a mental breakdown or an existential defeat. Instead, it represents the sounding of a sacred clarion call, the irrevocable summons of your personal dharma, the direct call from your higher self, and the manifestation of your own divine nature demanding expression in the world of forms. In light of this truth, I invite you to silence the external noise and reflect on whether you can perceive that your spirit is being meticulously prepared for something infinitely greater and deeper within the web of existence, and to share this inner realization in the comment section below. Your mind insisted on harboring the false belief that the sum of your past mistakes had rendered your journey unworthy of higher blessings. It led you to believe that placing faith and trust in the wrong people was irrefutable proof of your supposed foolishness, and that waging internal battles, far more severe than those of the people around you, was a sign of frailty. I urge you to pay absolute attention to what I reveal now. While your physical eyes view the marks of your pain as unsightly blemishes and missteps, my divine vision beholds those very scars as medals of honor and unquestionable evidence of your resilience. Where your human perspective sees the past as a heap of resounding failures, my gaze sees an arena of high precision, intensive training designed to strengthen your spirit. Where your temporary fragility perceives pain as a form of cosmic punishment or divine retribution, my wisdom defines it as an alchemical process of necessary purification. For just as fire is used to purge impurities from raw gold until it shines in its utmost purity, the intense experiences you have endured have acted directly to refine and purify your immortal spirit. Human society tends to determine an individual's worth based strictly on the volatile criteria of external success, material possessions, and social recognition. Yet the standard I use to gauge your significance rests solely on the genuine expansion of your spiritual consciousness. Understand once and for all that you are not, and never will be, defined by the traumatic events that temporarily shattered your strength, but rather by the divine power that awakened deep within your being precisely because you weathered those storms. If, for a single second, you were granted the mystical ability to visualize the multitude of mishaps microscopically averted along your path, the grave harm steered away from you, the heavy negativity blocked by my invisible shields, and the mortal dangers subtly redirected away from you, your eyes would shed torrents of tears, not born of fear or anguish, but of an overwhelming sense of pure cosmic gratitude. Countless circumstances were altered at the last minute. Innumerable currents of dense energy were manipulated and redirected behind the veil of the invisible, and a multitude of malicious intentions were dissolved before they could reach your energy field. All because your earthly journey holds a grand, higher purpose that has not yet reached its full conclusion in this realm. The ordinary person tends to reduce the profound meaning of Dharma to the mere fulfillment of social duties or everyday moral obligations. Yet, the reality of Dharma is rooted in much more ancient and profound soil, beginning its work through the principle of absolute protection for chosen souls, demonstrating that your path has been ceaselessly guarded and watched over, regardless of whether you ever formally requested it in words. If your heart feels deeply touched and blessed by the truths unfolding before you today, know that you have the opportunity to show your support and love via the Super Thanks feature. Should you feel a genuine desire arising from within to sustain the spiritual outreach work we carry out on this channel, though I ask that you do so only if your intuition and heart freely and spontaneously guide you to it. Before we continue this spiritual immersion, I must pose a crucial question for your deep reflection. Do you fully realize that you still hold the breath of life today precisely because your existential purpose and sacred mission are still unfolding and revealing themselves on Earth? With this in mind, I invite you to pause for a moment to engage with this content, leaving a like on this broadcast as a conscious act to support God's plans. Understand that the Creator has the extraordinary ability to use absolutely every detail, tool, and small action to your advantage, spreading light to reach souls crying out for guidance. I also call upon you to express your devotion and align your energy with higher realms by writing the sacred greeting, Jai Shri Krishna, in the comments right now, allowing the power of this mantra to resonate throughout your reality. My dear beloved seeker, know that the greatest and deepest misconceptions your rational mind clings to throughout life are directly related to the true meaning of devotion. You have been led to believe that devotion demands unwavering behavioral perfection, whereas the spiritual mechanism works in an entirely different way. Your mind projects the idea that devotion requires maintaining impeccable, constant monastic discipline, or that it boils down to a rigid obligation to chant mantras and sacred hymns even when your soul is utterly exhausted, physically and emotionally. Yet, I declare to you with divine clarity that authentic devotion is not based on a performance of external actions or rituals devoid of feeling. And good news has reached you at this very moment. Do not let this opportunity pass you by. Open your heart now, for there is something your soul needs to understand. I have led you to these words because the time has come to awaken a wisdom that has always existed within you, but was often drowned out by the noise of the world. Listen closely, my children, for he who learns to listen before acting walks more securely than he who rushes aimlessly. I wish to speak to each of you who feels tired, confused, or lost amidst the many voices vying for your attention. The world offers quick answers, but true wisdom requires silence, observation, and discernment. Do not be deceived by appearances, for what shines before the eyes does not always illuminate the path of the spirit. He who seeks only immediate pleasure often drifts away from lasting peace. Be wiser, my children. Wisdom is born not only of knowledge, but of the ability to turn every experience into a lesson. A mistake can teach more than a victory when there is humility to acknowledge one's own limitations. Do not fear admitting that there is still much to learn. The mind that believes it knows everything closes the door to truth. while the humble heart remains open to receive the light. Observe life's events with serenity. Not every difficulty is a punishment, nor is every ease a blessing. Often, the greatest challenges arrive to strengthen courage, develop patience, and reveal a strength you did not yet know you possessed. When a door closes, do not despair immediately. Before lamenting, ask yourselves what lesson lies hidden in that situation. Do not let anger govern your decisions. Anger speaks loudly, but wisdom speaks softly. Those who respond impulsively often regret it later. Pause before every important word, every difficult decision, and every judgment of another person. A moment of reflection can prevent years of suffering. You live in a time when many seek to control the minds of others through fear, division, and confusion. Therefore, strengthen your discernment. Not all information deserves to be believed, nor does every opinion deserve to be followed. Learn to examine everything calmly. Truth does not fear sincere questions, whereas illusion relies on haste to survive. Remember that the greatest battle does not take place outside of you, but within your own heart. It is there that courage confronts fear, compassion confronts selfishness, and serenity confronts anxiety. Winning this inner battle is worth more than acquiring any material wealth. He who masters himself attains a freedom that no external circumstance can take away. Be kind without becoming naive. Help those who are truly in need, but also learn to recognize those who merely wish to consume your energy and divert you from your purpose. Compassion walks hand in hand with wisdom. Without the other, one remains incomplete. Do not abandon your principles merely to be accepted by others. Many have lost their way because they sought approval where they should have sought awareness. True growth occurs when you remain faithful to what is right, even if it means walking in silence and without recognition for a time. Each dawn is an opportunity to start anew with greater clarity. Do not carry the weight of past mistakes as if they defined who you are. Learn from them, rise up, and keep moving forward. Life always offers a new possibility to those who choose to act with sincerity and determination. I invite you to cultivate a tranquil mind, a compassionate heart, and a steadfast will. Wisdom does not merely transform thoughts. It transforms the way you view yourselves, others, and the world. The more conscious you are of your choices, the less you will be swayed by circumstances. Move forward with courage, my children. Choose words that build up, actions that inspire, and decisions that draw you closer to the truth. With every conscious step, you strengthen your inner light. Do not squander this calling. Open your eyes, fortify your spirit, and allow wisdom to guide every thought, every action, and every new day of your journey. My children, receive these words with an open heart, for this is a time to awaken the deepest part of your being. Life often presents confusing paths, moments of uncertainty, and situations that seem difficult to comprehend. Yet, those who seek wisdom find a strength that does not depend on surrounding circumstances. Do not let the turmoil of the world steal the peace that dwells within you.